county's concerns on speeding bikers and longboarders along the Provo River Trail.
More shots. Why kids and even some adults may need an extra dose of one kind of immunization.
And Bible birthday. The King James Bible turns 400 years old. How BYU is celebrating the big day. I'm Janae Anderson.
And I'm Lydia DeFranchi. It's Thursday, September 22nd, and in Utah, it's 12 o'clock.
From KBYU and the BYU Department of Communications. This is the award-winning 11 News at noon.
The whooping cough vaccine that you got as a child may not be as effective as you think. As 11 News reporter Julianne Horsley shows us, it may have people heading back to the doctor's office.
Many think a vaccine lasts forever, but this vaccine, along with many others, simply wear off over time.
The flu has met its competitor for this year, whooping cough. It's a highly contagious disease that causes upper respiratory problems, sometimes leading to death.
It causes severe coughing spasms. You can't seem to get your breath.
There's a vaccine that works, but doctors and nurses found to their surprise that it loses effectiveness after 3 years.
We thought that that was plenty, and it isn't. And so we've discovered that because over time, all vaccines, the effectiveness of them starts to not become as good, that our body needs a booster to raise our immune system up to fight.
Recent outbreaks have people getting boosters so they and others don't catch the disease, especially those with weaker immune systems.
In a cafeteria, so I'm around a lot of different people who may or may not have children, and if I'm a carrier and they spread it, and I'd feel bad, if I heard that one of their children was hospitalized.
The Utah County Health Department says that the whooping cough isn't seasonal, so if you don't have a recent vaccine, they recommend you come in and get one.
I know it's hard for people to come here, and sometimes they're hard to afford, but it's something you'd rather be safe than sorry.
The Utah County Health Department says it's painless and you can get it along with your other vaccinations like the flu.
The Utah County Health Department offers the vaccine and boosters at a low cost, and they accept all insurances. You can also check with your doctor. Lydia?
The state discovered some extra pocket change, a $100 million surplus in the state budget. Lawmakers put a required portion into the rainy day fund, but that leaves $60 million they aren't sure how they'll use. Senate President Michael Waddup says he wants to wait until the legislature meets again, as they may consider more state budget cuts.
Mayor John Curtis's ethical accusations towards Councilman Steve Turley will go from an investigation to an all-out hearing next Tuesday. An internal investigation says Turley violated state ethics laws. Turley's attorney disagrees with the report and is also finding fault with the ethics law itself.
It's an ill-conceived statute in the sense that there's a judgment made of Mr. Turley, and he doesn't have the opportunity to, in my opinion, have a fair opportunity to be heard fully.
Next Tuesday's 8 p.m. meeting will decide Turley's fate. The mayor recommended Turley's removal from his position, but the council has the final say.
Attention bikers and longboarders. A county proposal could take away your access to the Provo River Trail. As 11 News reporter Sarah Torini tells us, the discussion is on the table.
Bikers, walkers, and longboarders, they all exercise on the Provo Canyon Trail. But now the Utah County Commissioners say safety is a problem, and some of the bikers agree.
Because I go faster and I'm a lot taller than everyone else, but sometimes longboarders are a little bit hard to see just because sometimes they sit on their longboard and they do crazy stunts.
Dixon says accidents can happen. County Commissioner Gary Anderson says they've already put up speed signs on the trail to try to fix the problem.
Anderson says that here in Nuns Park is where all the biggest chaos happens between longboarders, bikers, and walkers.
The commissioners want to make small cuts in the roads to help longboarders and bikers be more cautious, but it could be dangerous for them. If these solutions don't work, they're going to take drastic measures, but Commissioner Anderson says he's optimistic about being able to come to a compromise. He says the commission is thinking of meeting with a local longboarders group again to work on this issue. Dixon says even just making the road a bit bigger might be the key to the problem.
Everyone should have their own lane just so everyone's pretty much going the same pace and everyone can see each other.
In Provo, Sarah Torini, 11 News.
The county commissioners don't have a specific date yet to discuss the ordinance, but they say they hope to do it soon before the weather changes. Some of the oldest Bibles in the world are visiting BYU in honor of the King James Bible's 400th anniversary, and BYU plans to celebrate. You're looking at one of the original King James Bibles. It and other historical pieces like this Bible translation exhibit are all a part of BYU's Bible Showcase. You can look up close at the Bible's religious history in this interactive showcase. BYU students who plan on visiting the exhibit say that everyone can appreciate these artifacts.
Think about it, it's a record from almost, for more than 2,000 years ago. So like, everything about it is just amazing.
The exhibit is at BYU's Harold B. Lee Library and is showing there until next June.
When 11 News at noon comes back, Jimmer Mania returns. Details on the game that will rock the Marriott Center tonight.
And baseball surprise, a day with the Cardinals gets even better for one St. Louis military wife. We'll be right back. Students majoring in science and technology have the chance to network with some of the top companies in the nation on campus today. 11 News reporter Brooke Martin is live on campus. Brooke, how are students in these companies getting together?
Recruiters from lots of the major science and technology companies are on campus here in the Wilkinson Center today, looking for students who have what it takes to land internships and jobs in these high-tech fields. With big guys like Google, Adobe, Yahoo, and Microsoft on campus today, hundreds of students didn't pass up the chance to network. These companies are accepting resumes to review and give students feedback on their skills and talents. There are more than 75 companies at the fair, and BYU students have had good luck in the past landing jobs from events like this. This student coordinator, Alec Pratt, joins me live here on campus. Alec, some of these recruiters have flown in, or some of these companies, I should say, have flown in recruiters from across the country to come and meet with BYU students. Why do they put so much effort into coming to BYU?
I think BYU is popular in the recruiting world for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, the honor code. Recruiters are familiar with the honor code at BYU. They're looking for honest employees, employees with integrity, and they know that they can find that here at BYU. And so that's why they spend the time to come out here and the money to come out here. In addition to that, the BYU education as a university is popular as well, and so they come here to find well-prepared, well-educated students to fill their internships or their full-time positions.
Okay. And Alec, what is the likelihood that students will leave here today with potential internships and jobs lined out?
I think it's pretty good. If they don't land an internship or a job today or this week, they'll at least have networked with several big companies, and that is invaluable for their careers and their futures. And so that alone is success just in going to the fair, is to get those contacts and, that networking that goes on.
Right. And now I was over there earlier, and it looks like most of the students take this pretty seriously. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I think so. I hope so, anyway. But yeah, I think the majority of them do take it seriously. They know it's their career. They know it's their future, and this is a good opportunity for them, so they take it seriously.
Thank you, Alec.
Thanks.
Alec Pratt, the student coordinator for the career fair going on today. Students can stop by the Wilkinson Center until 3 o'clock as long as they remember to dress to impress and bring a resume. I'm Brooke Martin reporting live, 11 News at noon.
Sounds like a great opportunity. Thanks, Brooke.
Striking teachers in Washington reach an agreement. The struggling Postal Service continues to lose ground in Arizona, and a baseball homecoming sure to tug at your heartstrings. Here's your look at news from across the nation. It looks like the break is over for students in Tacoma. Their striking teachers have reached an agreement. The teachers are asking for better pay and smaller classes, and they spent hours discussing their requests with Washington's governor before they struck up a deal. If educators approve the plan, classes could be back in session tomorrow. Those in Tucson who rely on the Postal Service could see letter delivery taking even longer. The struggling Postal Service could close up 250 mail centers, one of which is in Tucson. This means first-class mail would take 2 days instead of 1 to get to people's mailboxes. Some Tucson customers worry they won't get important mail on time. And an Army wife in St. Louis thought she was watching a batting practice but got a big surprise instead. Sergeant Todd Parker spent 9 months in Afghanistan and waited a little longer to see his wife, but for a good reason. He hid in the dugout and surprised her during practice. The sergeant says people always thank him for being a hero, but they should also thank his wife for her sacrifices. And that's your look at news from across the nation. Lydia?
Still to come on the news at noon, tennis tourney, how the women's tennis team is gearing up to take home the title. And Soaring Heights, the newest attraction giving people a bird's eye view of the Provo Canyon.
And great weather ahead as we say goodbye to summer today and hello to fall tomorrow. Your 11 News weather when we return.
Okay, so today is the last day of summer. Fall starts tomorrow, and I know you've been telling us for the past couple weeks that we need to soak up these temperatures while we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on? Are we going to have a big change, or is it going to be kind of a smooth transition?
Well, when you hear fall, people automatically start expecting the worst. Like they start thinking about fall, having to winterize things and doing those different things. But it is going to be a gradual change. Outside right now, it is beautiful. It's 76 degrees, and we're going to expect this kind of weather to last as we head into fall. It's kind of sad saying goodbye to summer today, but it's going to be beautiful. Right now, there's no wind speed. It's calm. It's really beautiful outside, 76 degrees, and it's going to peak up into the mid-80s. It's going to be a little bit warmer than it was yesterday, 80 to 84 around Utah County and the Salt Lake area. So we can expect that same weather to last into this evening as it dips into the mid-60s, but it's still going to be warm, sunny, and again calm. There's no wind out there today, and there's a reason for that calm weather, and it has a lot to do with the high area of high pressure that's actually covering the west. There is also another reason that it is staying like this. There's a slow-moving storm that's over the Midwest that's keeping any storms from moving in, and you can also follow the storm track as you look at the jet stream, and it's actually has all of the storms heading up over the west, high over the west, so it's actually missing us, and that's one of the reasons that it is staying so warm. There is, however, a slight change that may be happening as you look out into the Gulf of Alaska. There is a slight storm that is forming, and there may be a change that's heading down. A chunk of that storm may head in through Utah Monday, but it is still a few days out, so not too much to worry about, and not a big change as you look around the state. 80s in Logan, Vernal area in the high 70s, and of course St. George in the high 90s. And those temperatures you can expect in southern Utah throughout the rest of the week as they go into the weekend. High 90s. It's going to start dipping back down Sunday and Monday into the lower 90s, and you can expect that this time of year as they head into fall for it to dip a little bit. But great weather, you guys, in northern Utah, as today, again, 83, and as we head into the weekend, it is going to be beautiful, definite warm temperatures. Also, we mentioned that storm that is in the Gulf of Alaska. It may head in Monday, but it is a slight chance, about 30%. So just a little bump in the road, nothing too drastic as we head into fall.
Smooth transition, exactly what I like to hear. Thanks, Jake.
Yep, thank you.
Kelsey, I hear there's a big celebrity coming to campus.
And I think I know who it is.
Janae, I'll let you take a wild guess. Next on sports, it's deja vu all over again in Provo today, but it's basketball deja vu. The Mania returns, and that's right, it's Jimmer Mania. He's back at the Marriott Center, and we'll show you who's getting Jimmered. And a tough match. The BYU women's tennis team is hitting the road, but could they be in for a bumpy ride? Sports is next. Get ready to be Jimmered once again, as 11 sports reporter Anna Hayes found out. He's back on campus and brought some very talented friends.
The NBA lockout isn't going to stop the newest pro stars from putting on an incredible show tonight. And for BYU fans, it's one last chance to see Jimmer play at BYU.
Everyone remembers Jimmer Mania. And tonight, the Mania returns to the Marriott Center for one night only. Some of Jimmer's teammates, friends, and even former opponents are putting together two powerhouse teams. Legendary San Diego State coach Steve Fisher is heading up the red team, and our very own Dave Rose is leading the white team. For these players, tonight is about having fun together, not competing.
You know, sometimes during a lockout, it's hard to, find the best competition to play against. You got to go all over the place to find good competition. So now we're here together, playing against each other and kind of seeing what it'll be like when we get to the NBA.
NBA rookies like Kemba Walker, Kenneth Faried, and Malcolm Lee are joining Cougar favorites Jimmer Fredette and Jackson Emery for what is sure to be a high-scoring and heart-pounding game. It's the first trip to the Beehive State for most of these rookies, and they had a lot to say about being in Utah.
It's pretty cool. I've been here to work out for the Jazz during pre-draft, but I don't know much. I know Jimmer runs it. I know it's Jimmer's world. That's why I call it Jimmer world.
I don't know. I was looking at all I see is mountains. I don't know where you would live. So I don't know.
When the lockout is over, these players will go all around the country and start their NBA careers. But for now, they're working hard to make sure tonight's game is a slam dunk.
And that game is tonight at the Marriott Center at 7 o'clock, and tickets for students are now only $10. Kelsey, back to you.
Thanks, Anna. The young players of the Cougars women's tennis team are gearing up to play against the best teams in the country. 11 Sports reporter Otavio Souza saw firsthand how they're preparing for this tough road trip.
The Rackets are ready for another tournament. The BYU women's tennis team is going on the road after winning the BYU Invitational Tournament. The Cougars head coach says they are practicing hard for their next tournament in Berkeley, California.
The biggest thing we're going to focus on this week is consistency. Being the first matches of the year, the girls need to work on getting more balls in play and having a set game plan they can always revert back to in case they are in trouble.
Most of the players on the team are inexperienced, with 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores.
The winner of the BYU Invitational Singles Tournament and the team's only senior, Megan Price, will lead the Cougars in California against some top teams of the country.
I kind of like to step up, and I know a lot of the girls are kind of watching me play and watching me practice, so there's that expectation as well. But hopefully I can just be a good role model and help them improve, and hopefully in turn help myself improve.
The Berkeley tournament is also preparation for the all-important regionals in Las Vegas.
Cal's a good tournament because they have a lot of top teams that go and compete, and so it's a good test for us. It gets us on our toes, ready for regionals.
Megan Price and her young teammates say they look forward to a great season. On the BYU campus, Otavio Souza, 11 Sports.
The players say they hope to come back from California with not only more experience, but also the tournament title. And the start of BYU's independence will bring change to more than just the football team. The band will make a few changes itself. Now that the Cougars will be playing teams outside of the Mountain West Conference, the band decided to change around the pre- and post-game tunes they play at football games. First downs on offense, touchdowns, and third downs on defense are when they'll play these new rallies.
We're trying to get everybody to be on the same page and participate at the same time so you can combine all 65,000 of those voices.
The band says they hope these new changes will help unify the crowd. They say the louder the crowd, the better the outcome on the field.
Sounds like they might have a tough time after last week's game, though.
Maybe so. I don't know.
I guess we'll have to head out and see how it turns out. Thanks, Kelsey. Still to come on 11 News at noon. Mountainside Ride, why people are harnessing up for a new way to tour Provo. We'll be right back.
There's a new way in Utah to see the sights of the mountainsides. 11 News reporter Taylor Lansford shows us why people are heading to Bear Canyon.
Provo's newest outdoor adventure is only 7 minutes up the Provo Canyon. The Max Zipline Canopy Tour has people soaring through the trees.
And it gives the local people one more thing to do up in the outdoors, and they can come on the ranch and see what's here.
Gearing up with a harness, helmet, and a glove, riders are then ready to zip down the mountainside.
We have 5 lines we're running now. That's approximately just under a mile of actual runs on this first one.
Although among many zip lines in the state, the Max Zipline is the only canopy tour zip line. That means you're going from zip line to zip line and having great views of the Provo River and Mount Timpanogos. 9 guides work at the tour and help riders from platform to platform. And with so many riders, it keeps the line moving.
On a typical Saturday, we'll see anywhere from like 100 to 140 guests.
The owners say they have big plans for the zip line and are thinking about spooking guests for Halloween.
Thinking about a haunted zip line, which would be pretty fun.
Max Zipline is open Monday through Thursday. The first group starts zipping at 10 a.m. In Provo Canyon, Taylor Lansford, 11 News.
Okay, a Halloween zip line sounds like so much fun. I'm gonna have to try that out.
I've never been on a zip line, but I was always too short to reach the ones on the playground, so I wonder if there's a height limit on this one.
Well, this is your chance.
I know, I'll have to head out there. That's your 11 News at noon for Thursday, September 22nd.
You can join us anytime on our website, 11news.byu.edu.
Thanks for watching. Have a great afternoon.